Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. And today I have my co-host Barbara here with me. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I am. How are you doing today, Johnny?
Doing good. Now, I sent our guest today is Sunshine Frost, and I sent you the link to the show on your phone. Did you get it, by the way? Have you got it yet?
Yes, which I did respond with a thumbs up. Which has been already
I'm talking about her.
Facebook and
I
story, and hopefully we'll have callers.
I said it was Sunshine.
Free
Sunshine.
I
posted it on all my pages. Yes, ma'am. I posted it on my pages, so definitely.
Sunshine. How often do you hand out free sunshine?
All the time, everywhere I go.
Good. I like that answer.
Everywhere
We're
I go.
handing out even more special sunshine today by giving out maybe a couple of free psychic readings. Are you up for that?
Yes, that's what I'm supposed to do here on this planet, is help people.
Awesome.
Before we go on, Barbara, you said you wanted to talk to Sunshine about something, or did you want her to do a phone call first?
Yes. Well, no, I will go ahead. It's not that big of a deal, but I just love talking about dreams. And since it's rare when I do have a nightmare, I would like to tell you about it and see if you get any feelings from what's going on and why would I have this. Okay, I woke up this morning and I had white, huge bald spots on my scalp in the front where my bangs would be, and then back. Bald spots. What up? That's so gross. Oh, I was horrified.
That's very scary. That was your nightmare?
Yes. I woke up in the morning with that at 5 a.m., which is earlier than my normal wake-up time. By myself, I woke up at 5 with that. And I was completely sweaty, and it's cool in the house. I even have the door open. I mean, it's a cool evening. Wow, that is in my mind so much. And I sometimes never dream for days on end, nights on end. I don't have anything to remember, Sunshine.
Right. A lot of people do have those dreams. Now, I'm not a dream interpreter, but I can tell you from the study, just personal study of dreams, that when we dream things like being naked in crowds of people or something that is amiss with our physical appearance, like losing hair or your face having wrinkles, it's usually an inward fear about our physical appearance on the outside. So like going to school with no clothes on or looking down and realizing you have no pants is our inner insecurities coming out and people seeing us for how we really think we are. It's very interesting. Those dreams are just quite interesting. I'm not really a dream interpreter, but I would say that definitely has something to do with maybe some physical stuff.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, did you want to know if I can relate to that at all? Do you?
Yeah, that's totally up to you.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this is true. I have been growing my hair naturally, and every few days I trim it to get all off that dry, the blonde that they chemically ruined my hair the couple last times. And it's so sweet, and it's growing in light brown with blonde highlights. That's my natural high school hair. And it's just so baby sweet. And I just love it. And it's just growing in, and I'm thinking, really going to be the blonde, maybe. The blonde
that Playboy blonde bunny type, and you're letting that go. So that may be a part of the image that's being let go of, and that might be the internal struggle.
Well, maybe because I feel like it looks so pretty, but then I shouldn't be worrying if I like it. Why should I worry so much about what other people think? But I think we are so programmed. And also that you mentioned the Playboy, I was watching the A&E special that was done, and there was a lot of hoopla about it coming out like it was going to be negative. And I was approached to do it. I just told the lady a few things about Playboy, which, for me it's been completely positive. So they didn't choose me for this thing. Everybody was thinking the worst. Well, somebody on the show, I was watching it, said that Hef doesn't care about the Playboy Playmates. He doesn't care what happens to them. I just burst out into tears, crying, because of course he does. And because I remembered this certain time that Hef personally came up to me at this cocktail party when this girl was playing the violin. She was on one of the covers. I'll find out the year. And he comes up to me and says something so powerful to me about my life and how he's glad how something turned out, and gave me a huge hug. Now, hello, I didn't even know that Hugh Hefner was even noticing that I was going through something very tumultuous in my life. And for him to do that, to see that I came out on top with that hard time, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills again right now. I burst out in tears watching that because he does care. He does care. Then I also watched where, Holly was saying he was so mad at me for cutting my hair. Well, I am finding that what goes on with boyfriend and girlfriends and behind closed doors, that's their business. Hef wouldn't get mad at me for cutting my hair, probably because I'm not his girlfriend. I've had men get mad at me for less than that, okay, many times. So I just felt like, it was like a heart stabbing my heart of pain that they would say in a big, huge group setting that he does not care about the Playboy Playmates, and he did so much. And I went off on a little subject, but I think that has to do with the dream, the nightmare, because I don't normally burst out into tears over a television show, but it did trigger something, and boom, tears, and then waking up with that bald spot thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling it as. It's revisiting of the past. It's an ascension. It's a leveling up for you, going back to something more natural, moving forward into it, and maybe like a fear of releasing that mask, or that, everybody sees an image of us, right? And then we reflect that image back to ourselves. And so probably a piece of that breaking away may have been a little difficult.
Maybe so, but you are right, though. This is probably it, because in 30 years, I've never gone back to a darker color. I've cut my hair, all different styles, but never the color. So I don't know. What is the moral here? I mean, you tell me what I should be learning from my dream and what's going on here.
You know what? The dream was a nightmare, but only if you allow it to be. Remember, like you said, your hair is growing in this beautiful, natural, God-given color. And so what do? We allow and we accept. I do a lot of spiritual coaching with other mediums, other clairvoyants, people that own studios. I work with athletes. I work with business owners, people that have a lot of stress, and I help teach the teachers how to allow and how to accept. So this is a part for you too, Barbara, being a successful woman like you have been. This is a new chapter of your life. So what we want to do is allow ourselves to experience it without resistance. So never cling to your old form. Whatever your old form was, whether you're the Playboy bunny or the football star, or maybe you were, very successful at one point. Now you're in a different part of your life. When we hang on to the old form, we resist the change. We become very unhappy, and, you have a lot of internal turmoil.
Yeah.
So just allow and accept.
Some people, they say, hey, you come into my world. I don't want to go into your world. If they tell you that up front, fine. So here, everybody, I'm saying it right now. You're going to come into my world because that's my choice. I'm a Leo, and if I want my hair like this, that's what it's going to be. I don't want to hear any complaints. If you don't like me, go get somebody else. Okay? There. Done. Fixed.
I think that the depth of a real relationship goes far beyond the physical. And I remember redefining love, and I actually teach this in some of my spiritual classes, but I used to think of as love as an emotion. And most people think of it only as an emotion. And really, it's not just an emotion.
It's an energy,
and so
right?
It's exactly. It's an energy. And when people are coming out of, I do a healing session for people coming out of narcissistic abuse, PTSD, traumatic brain injury, people that have had sexual abuse and domestic violence in their past, and the women and men, there's a few men, are trying to move past that, but they're very stuck. Some part of themselves is very stuck in that age or that time in which they were a victim or traumatized by that abuse. And so we go back and I start reframing what is love. Because they say, well, they loved me, I loved them. And I said, well, let's go back to the define love. When we define love, Barbara and Jonathan, I asked them, what is love? They said, it's a feeling. I said, it's not a feeling. The feeling is lust or infatuation. But love is actually, the definition of love is looking out for the other person's best interest, whether in front of their face or behind their back. That is truly loving someone.
Yes.
It's not about selfish desire. It's not about cheating on them or talking bad about them. It's about having their highest and best interest, whether they're with you or without you. And if you can't do that, then you don't really love that person.
Or you have problems and you need to work on your problem about how to love.
A lot of times people
really
take the love. Yeah, real love is defined by the energy of having that person's best interest. So you're not going to do things to hurt them, to harm them. You're not going to cheat on them, lie to them, manipulate them, you know. And so when we start defining,
even after you're broken up with them,
you can still send love. And love is an energy, You want to send love. This is what we're told to pray for our enemies and to, because even hating someone, even hating someone gives them energy over you. So you're discharging energy that you shouldn't be.
What if they're passed away?
That's still I deal with that every day. Everybody I do sessions for, because you know I'm a master medium. So I'm a Christian Clairvoyant medium.
Sunshine, if you give daggers out to somebody's died, you let's say, for example, they're a scorned woman and they bad talk you after you've already passed away, you're not even alive to defend yourself now. Is that love? Did you ever really love the person? Are you telling me that they say they love them, but that wasn't true love? Or did they love them once and maybe don't anymore? What's going on with that?
Okay, so let's break that down. You asked about 4 questions. So the first question is, can you define the relationship again? You mean between a man and a woman, like she loved him at one time and then he crossed over? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, a romantic relationship between any sex, but a romantic relationship where they were together for many years. They broke it off. One was just really feeling scorned, didn't get what they wanted, felt they put their dues in for many years, did not get it, left scorned, and then years later, the man passed away, and now the woman, she's gone on, she never married, but she married a different person after they passed away. She always wanted to marry that one, but she then had children, and she has a wonderful, wonderful, comfortable life. But then still coming back and saying very hurtful things about this individual. What is that?
Okay, so remember, all emotions are frequencies and frequencies are energy, okay? Some are high frequency and some are low. So I have this happen very frequently. And for instance, I have had many women that come to me and they'll have a loved one that's passed. Now, when I do a session for the person, I don't specifically try to contact any one person. I say a prayer with them that allows my angels and guides to know that I'm ready to work. And then I say a prayer to protect my energy and theirs as we do the session. And then I allow the Holy Spirit to bring through any blessed assurance from any loved ones on the other side. So many times an ex-husband or a current husband will come through. However, if the energy tie or the soul tie was broken with that man, say it's a woman that comes to me, right? Like you, Miss Barbara, let's say you came to me, we did a session. If you had already broken your soul tie and energetic ties with that man before he passed, then there's a very high likelihood he's not going to be in your session. because the people that are going to be in your session are those with the highest and best intent for you. So mom, brothers, sisters, children, grandparents, great-grandparents, friends that have passed, even down to childhood. I've brought through multiple friends that maybe have passed 11 or 12 or 13 years old, and now they're in their 60s. And they're very surprised that these loved ones are coming through. But as I said, there's no time in heaven, so it's as if it's just happening for everyone. But if you broke a tie with the person before they died or before they crossed over, they're not going to be in your session. Now, yesterday I did a reading
in heaven.
Love is love. People forgive. I mean, you see things on a higher perspective than you do here. You're aligned with your higher self. So the immature, selfish desires of gratification that we live constantly down here, you don't have those there because, there's no want and there's no need. You're completely fulfilled on the other side. And number two, here we're living very, as I said, selfish. We have a lot of gratification. We're living in a lower energy. So if you love somebody, that love is always there if you access it. If you go back to why you fell in love with them. I have a cord cutting session. I also teach that in my YouTube channel. Cord cutting is super important. When you have a romantic attachment, even a sexual encounter, you create a soul tie and you create an energetic cord to that person. You need to cut those. They will drain energy.
Sorry to interrupt, but Sunshine, before you go on about this, it's so interesting. The cutting of the cord, it helps so much. Okay, what else, though? You say, even if you had a one-night stand, just a one-fling sexual thing. But, okay, what about a kiss? What about an eye contact? What about a crush? Is there a boundary to a cord?
No, not necessarily, no. If you're giving it energy, so energy flows where attention goes. So whatever you're giving an immense amount of energy to, you have the right to cut the cord and take your energy back. A lot of times when a breakup or a divorce or even a death happens, there was an energetic cord between you and the other person. The other person broke their contract or you broke your contract and you left that relationship early or before it completely maturated. And so there's still a cord. Or if you have an ex and the ex keeps showing up in dreams, they keep coming to your dreams. You keep hearing songs on the radio. They keep showing up over and over in your subconscious or in your conscious, or their names keep popping up. That definitely talks about a soul tie.
I have a question before we go to a caller. I have a question. Because we always talk about these things, and it seems to. What exactly is the difference between how it appears to you as a psychic and how it appears to someone who isn't? I mean, is there a difference? Because obviously you took this line of work and other people didn't. I mean, is there a difference? I want to ask that question.
I can't comment on that because I've always been this way. I was born clairvoyant, so I've always had this. I can't comment on that because I don't know what it would be like to be without it. So. I mean, obviously I would assume it's different, but I don't really make assumptions. I stick to what I know, and I talk about only what I know. So I'd have to ask somebody maybe that awakened their gift later in life. It might be easier for them to answer that than me.
Okay. All right, are you ready for a call?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you guys would like to talk about.
Right. 917, you're on the air.
Hi, caller. You're on with Sunshine Frost, psychic.
This person hung up. Let me try this other caller. Then area code 310. You're on the air.
Hi. How are you?
Great.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hi. This is Vince. I'm calling from New York. And by the way, I used to have dreams that I was naked, but that's because I used to be a stripper way back in my day. So,
really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
Anyway, I want to find out. I've been going through hell with finances and jobs lately, and last year I lost 2 great-paying jobs because I was blamed for something that I didn't do. Anyway, I was fired. So my question is this: I applied for 2 different jobs at 2 different locations for the ball company, and they make cans. And then I applied for a job at Coke. I have a job interview tomorrow on the phone with one of the ball companies in Philadelphia, and I'm wondering if you see me getting one of these 3.
Yeah, can I get your age and your sign, please?
Well, I'm 62. I'm a Leo.
Okay. So you have a lot of opportunities. And, yes, last year was a big breaking down for you. A lot of things that have been set in place. You like the routine. You like loyalty. You're a very good employee. You stick to your routines, and you're very good at it. So losing those jobs were very stressful for you. It wasn't a really good time. It wasn't a great year, but they show me this year being much, much better for you. And I do see you not only getting 1 job offer, but 2. So you're going to have a choice. And is there a move involved with this job also?
If this job that I have a job interview with on the phone tomorrow is in Philadelphia, which is I looked online. It's a 2-hour drive from where I live. So if it works out, I'm going to move there because the houses there are cheaper, and I would like to stay for a house, and it's really good pay.
Yes, absolutely. I get great feelings, but that's not the only job offer. There's going to be a second one, but I do see you having the opportunity to move, and that actually being a good thing for you.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would definitely, I think the end of this, there's been a lot of things happen in your life in the last 8 months. This is going to be good. This new year is actually going to really be better for you, a lot better for you.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much. And if you ladies ever want to strip at this, give me a call.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, sir.
You too.
I love our caller. Thanks for helping him.
I wanted to ask you about something. You mentioned that we talked about this earlier, that you had a mini tribe, something, and I wanted to know if you'd like to talk about that.
Yeah, they're not many. I have a very big tribe. We're called the One Tribe. We're an Yeah, it's not many. It's
where did Johnny get many? We talked about this last
I don't know.
show. These are
because of
the world.
Because of the kids.
They're worldwide.
It's all over the world. Yes, ma'am. It's an international global organization called the One Tribe Healing Community, and we're all over the world. And we have healers. We're in Australia, England, Scotland, South Africa, Canada, the United States, Wales. And, we come together in oneness. We meet a few times a week. Some people follow me on TikTok at the Prophetic Warrior 2.0 and 3.0. Some people follow me on Instagram at the Sunshine Frost. Some people follow on YouTube. So it's been like an accumulation over the last 5 years. And we have a nonprofit out of California where we do retreats, actual physical healing retreats. And COVID actually did stop us from doing the physical retreats for the last, 40-something months. However, we are going to be getting those retreats going, and then each retreat is a pretty primitive retreat, actually. We get back to the ancient ways. We go back to the drumming. We go back to the singing. We go back to the gardening. We go back for a week. You don't really have your cell phone a whole lot, just a few hours a day. And we try to get reconnected with both the land and one another, and we base the retreats around whatever you're trying to work on. So are you trying to activate psychic gifts? Are you trying to heal childhood experience? What is it? So each retreat is based on a principle, and we come together from all over the world, and we work with different healers. Obviously, I do sessions there. We do all kinds of things, and people volunteer their time.
I have a question.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yes, ma'am.
It sounds really great. I'm always looking for a retreat. Tell us what location is the next retreat?
Yes, so our next retreat, we are planning for this. We were doing them in California, but as you know, Barbara, California has been very shut down. It's been very difficult to work openly with all the mandates and restrictions we have here. So we've had to put them off.
Something to think about. Where?
Yeah, so I went into Georgia. We had one in the summer in Georgia. We had one in the spring. So we have them in Texas, California, and I'm thinking Florida because Right now, though, with mandates, it's just been difficult. So we've been doing virtual retreats. We go online to Zoom. You'll sign up for a class, and we'll do them for 2 hours per night for 5 days, and you get a certificate at the end of it. So you'll get.
Is this affordable?
We have very affordable. They're less than $400 for the
and
online.
Is it life-changing, or is it just
extremely life-changing?
Oh.
No, it's because you get individual sessions. Each person gets the opportunity to have 2 hours individual with a healer to talk to. So you're in a group, but you also get one-on-one. So you get to pick your modality, like what your issues are. So we might have one that's just on inner child healing. So most people that are intuitive have had a narcissistic or traumatic abuse happen to them, which made them attuned to their gifts and their higher frequencies because they had to anticipate the needs of others for fear of not knowing that. So they really highly tuned their third eye senses or their telepathy to try to read the mind of an adult or a person in authority over them. So we work to activate that in a healthy. Yeah, we work to activate that in a healthy way.
This is a good explanation of an observant person, or has always been one since childhood, because there are reasons we adapt to our environment, and it's not just, we were born observant. Oh, that is very interesting. Okay, so do you help people come to terms with, if they don't really know, they need therapy, but not which avenue, category to even choose?
Every day.
Do you have somebody
every day
to talk? You must have a lot of people working with you.
I have a tribe, so we're a council. I'm not the only one. I'm one of the head leaders of the one tribe. I call myself a leader of the one tribe. We have multiple tribal leaders, not just myself. So I do mental mediumship and clairvoyancy, and I work as a master oracle, so past, present, future. But then I have a Native American healer. She's a shamanic healer. She's one of our elders. And then we have another one that is a music healer. He's a master music healer. He's also from the Powhatan tribe of Pocahontas. So we have 2 Native American healers, and then my husband is also a healer, and he works with the men specifically with trauma. A lot of veterans, man's man, Leo, strong energy. He's a grounder. He also helps men to deal with and talk about. We don't really do a lot of talk therapy. We don't really subscribe to it. We work with energy. So rather than talking about the trauma, we don't really have to talk a lot about it. We move the energy. So we discover the blockage, and then we do neuro-linguistic programming. Sometimes it's a combination of Reiki. Sometimes it's a combination of working through it. There's multiple modalities we help people with. So somebody comes to me for a session, and they come to me for a life session. I do this one called Soul Path, because I know that everybody here on earth right now has a soul path God gave them before he sent them here. Some people are on that soul path. Some people are way off of their soul path, and they kind of sense that because things aren't going right, relationships aren't lining up, their life isn't where they thought they would be by now, or whatever it is. So they do the soul path session with me, and in the session I recognize, their guides will show me they suffered physical or sexual abuse or abandonment or a massive trauma, and they really haven't healed from that. So since that time, they've kind of felt that energy and gotten off track. So I'll do the session, Barbara, and then I'll recommend a healing either with me or one of the other healers on what they might want to work through. And a lot of times I've done 36,000 sessions in the last 3 years. So actually, I think it's actually over. I think we just hit 42,000 sessions. So
you
whether
work
it's
every
healing,
single day?
I work every single day. Yeah, 9 to 9, 7 days a week. Except on Sundays I go to church, so I'm only available for half a day on Sunday. But I have times that are blocked out. Having said that, I block out all my nightlies. I go live nightly pretty much. And then I also homeschool my kids. So I block out 4 hours per day for that.
Are you doing a show after this live show with us?
Probably, yes. I usually go on TikTok. I did Facebook earlier live, so I probably will. And it's because people need it, We're living in some times where people are very discouraged with the media. They're very disillusioned with what's going on in the politics. People are very afraid. and it's a good time. It's a good time to be a light worker and to be spreading God's hope, His love, His blessed assurance, calming people of their fears, helping them to release anxiety, helping them to accelerate into their own healing so they can heal others.
Well, they don't know what to believe. Yeah. They're watching all of the TV and the news and the social media and reading everything. It's nice to have a guide like you to, filter everything, to make it make sense. I want to get everybody tuned back into their own God center. Everyone has a center. You may not call it that, but everybody really has a source between the heart and the belly button where there is a place of resignation. What you resonate with. Right. Does this feel right? In their heart and soul.
Feel wrong? And it's really, this is not about me. The One Tribe is not about Sunshine Frost. It's about everybody coming in oneness despite our differences, our different religions, different races, different orientations. It's about finding the oneness of bringing all of our talents and teachings and learnings together to benefit one another and to be for the highest good of everybody in the tribe. We come on if people have a sickness or an illness, we pray for them. If they're lonely, if they're experiencing financial issues, it's a place of love. It's a spiritual family.
I was wondering would you like to take another caller?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 860, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Amala. How are you?
Hi, Amala.
Hi. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Sunshine. Hi, Johnny.
Hi. I'm so glad to hear your voice.
It's good. I'm
caller, listener.
Yeah, I was just enjoying your conversation. It's fascinating listening to you and your message, Sunshine. Thank you for your gift to this world. Thank you
so
for
much.
that.
Yes, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. I do have a question, if it's okay.
Yes, ma'am. I got to do a session with Amala, actually. We did a session after our last podcast. Is that right?
Yep, we did.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Yep.
It was wonderful. Oh, that's so good. I love it when people take advantage, our listeners take advantage of what we offer. That's so cool. Are you guys going to tell us about it?
Absolutely. It was really cool. That's why I was calling in again, because I love talking to you, Sunshine. But I just was wondering, do you see February and March getting better for me as far as meeting somebody and then maybe it blossoming in the spring? Do you see me? When do you feel me meeting somebody really good for me, relationship-wise?
So there's a couple of things that are coming through that are not directly related to the relationship, but I'm going to give them to you because Spirit has them for you, and then I'm going to talk on that. So they're bringing through your health, your stress, and your anxiety levels.
Yes, there is.
Your health has not been great, and it's directly linked to your anxiety levels and feeling a little isolated and that you're not on track right now, and you would like to be more on track, but I want you to so focus on yourself. Because, as a light worker, we often give our energy, we give and give and give, and then what happens is our, God center or light source, it kind of flickers.
Yeah.
And you're flickering a little bit. You're recovering. Your body is really trying to get its strength back. You felt off kilter probably the last few weeks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I've been drinking so much smart water, flushing everything out.
You're trying to purge you're purging. You're trying to clear the body. You're like, what is this feeling?
Yes.
So they are talking about your light is flickering a little dim, and you've had a lot of self-doubt. You've been doubting yourself a lot. Did I do the right thing? Did I go wrong somewhere? What have I been doing? But I want you to know that everything you're going through right now is part of your past, and you're not off the path. This test you're going through of isolation. Why do I feel alone?
Yes.
It's called the Hermit Phase. It's very important for light workers. Light workers always think, I'm going to be surrounded by people. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to appreciate me. That is not reality.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. You could give the world the best gift, lay the golden egg, but you'd still be the goose that sometimes is alone in the cage. So They're telling me, this is your guides specifically, the ones we talked about in your session and those right now. And they're saying, Amala, you need to raise your vibration because the guy, the person, your partner that you want to attract is going to be looking for that bright light, looking for that positive energy. And that's who you are, but you're not being you're not being that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes,
so
I
get back
completely understand. Yes.
Yeah, get back in your alignment and start saying, I am ready for my soulmate. I am ready. Don't ask, like, are they going to come or will they come? It's, I love myself and I'm attracting more love.
Okay.
I love myself and I'm attracting more love.
Wow. Sunshine, I just have to respond. Like, my heart just flourished. It just expanded by you saying that. So I can only imagine if I keep on saying that. It's amazing.
Please, that's what your guides are saying. I love myself, and I'm bringing more love into my life. I accept the love that's in my life, and I accept more love into my life. Doesn't that sound good?
Right. Yes.
Absolutely. And I do see March. I see this whole month getting better. Give yourself about 3 more weeks. Get on your supplements, too. Were you on a plant supplement and you got off of it, like you quit taking those expensive vitamins?
Wait, what was the last thing you said, Sunshine? I didn't miss that.
Did you get off of some vitamins?
Oh, vitamins. Okay. I'm getting a massage.
You, like, you need to get back on your plant supplements and your vitamins.
Okay. Do you know which vitamin?
No, they're showing me it's something you've already done in the past. It was a protocol or something that you were already on in the past. So they want to see you getting back on that.
D3. It's probably D3, I think. Because that's like winter. You need more light. Yeah, it gives me more. Yes. Okay. Got it.
More energy, more light source. All right. Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Sunshine.
Thank you,
Barbara. Take care.
I would like to say something about that, Johnny.
Go on.
Could you hold your thought for a second? Otherwise I'm going to forget. Okay. What I like about the concept of the tribe, your one tribe, specifically Sunshine Frost, is that when somebody like Amala calls in, just talking about her feelings, her true feelings, which are full of only good intentions of trying to meet her soulmate, trying to find her love. Just talking about it gave her those wonderful feelings. Did you hear it in her voice? And then, to me, I think that just generates more energy towards the subject, which in turn that help draw it in.
Yeah, she's just got a great spirit, and I do, like I said, I get the blessing. I truly get the blessing of working and training with so many accelerated light workers, and I work with them every day, Barb, and the one thing I find is that they're able to give love so freely and easily to others, but they have to remember to give the cycle back to themselves, because without that, your light does begin to flicker, and you either burn out, or you get out of the practice, or you turn to the darkness because it's easier to clam up and give to close the energy away from everyone. It's harder to give it, and it's easier to keep it for yourself.
Just keep it free, just don't over stomp it, because you don't want to end up attracting a wimp or, somebody's sniveling complainer, because you're, putting out that energy.
Everybody's in a different place. I think most people looking for love don't understand that they are the receiver and the antenna. So you and your energy and your frequency decide what you want before it happens. And the people that are attracted to you are attracted through your frequency. So if you feel desperate, or if you're very, very strong, or if you're very weak, or if you're very codependent, you are basically the receiver and the antenna sending out the signal.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Say you are a woman who is completely content at the time, at the moment. You're so happy being single. You're driving around in your sports car. sunshine, you have your window down, and you get looked at and hi and hello and hooted and hey, a lot, okay? And you don't even want anybody. What is that about?
Higher vibrational energy is always going to attract the lower vibrational energy. So people they're attracted to your vibration of confidence, because confidence is a high vibration. Happiness, contentment is a high vibration. Independence is a high vibration. So they're just seeing the higher vibration, and it's coming into their field, their energy field, and they're noticing it, they're appreciating it, they're wanting some of that for themselves. Maybe they're not so successful, have lower self-esteem, and a woman like that would build their self-esteem, or they think of it as their equal, or it's something to attain or acquire, or, there's a lot of reasons, but mainly, energetically speaking, it's a higher frequency. Same reason we look at supermodels, superstars,
right.
We're watching TikTok, rock stars, mansions and jet planes. It's the same thing.
Okay. Because I was going to say on a bigger, in a different perspective, would you say that these little minutes, seconds in everybody's life living on the planet Earth, could this be, in a big perspective way, the universe balancing out everything? You're giving out such high frequency, you're going to attract the people who are like, oh my gosh, she's so nice, so she will be nice to me too, like that kind of thing. And then that's a balance. You're attracting the lower frequency because you have a high frequency. Am I correct? Could I be correct?
Lower frequencies are trying to elevate. If they're trying to elevate, they're going to seek the higher frequency. And when someone's complainers, they're stuck in their frequency, they're only going to seek those who resonate with them. So if one person complains about their husband, but the other woman is very, very happy with hers, that relationship won't last very long. They need someone that they can resonate with. If you're rich friends and poor friends, it's not the money, it's the resignation. If somebody's complaining they never have money, the next woman has everything she needs, and she's been successful and she's been diligent. She's not going to resonate with that, the poor mouth constantly. So you're going to resonate with what you resonate with.
Okay, so are you saying that if a woman is basically given the same opportunity, has about the same talent in the same field, one will actually, is this proven, will do better and be more successful if they have a better attitude than the other who has a bad attitude?
Completely,
proven,
100% accurate. That goes back to the law of affinity, which is our first spiritual law, which is like attracts like. It's what The Secret was written on, the Power was written on, which is what is the money, the wealth, all that really isn't the big deciding factor. It's what is your predominant thought that you are projecting into the universe. I don't really deserve it, or if they really knew, or I'm not enough, I don't really deserve that. If you're somebody that doesn't truly think good about yourself, you will sabotage all opportunities for wealth and success. You will sabotage relationships for fear of someone controlling you. And many times it's the person's own predominant thought that creates their frequency. So you see poor people get rich every day. What if you go over the top and you are a narcissist, then what are you going to attract back to you? Narcissists are going to attract empaths.
Yes.
Because it's the dance that they do.
That's so sad. But the empaths have to be able to recognize it, to not get into, a bad situation that wastes time.
Well, I don't think that. No, I don't. I don't think it's a waste of time. I think that if a narcissist attracts an empath, then both the empath and the narcissist, realizing narcissism is a disease of ignorance. A lot of times most narcissists don't know that they actually are, because if they were, they would no longer be a narcissist because they would become self-aware enough to admit their behavior.
Yes, I hear that they say no when somebody accuses them of being one. They get very offended. So that's true. They do not recognize themselves as
no,
it.
they don't recognize it because narcissism often. Hey, Alexa. Sorry, my alarm's going off. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. I wish I could turn my bird
recognize
chirping off right now, but I can't. I even covered them, but they get so excited when I talk. Johnny, you know the birds,
Yes.
while she takes care of that, my birds, when I do talk, because I don't talk very often, you know, with volume in my voice. I just want people to be able to hear clearly on the show. You know, I don't make phone calls much. So then the birds, once a day when I do the show, they get so excited because they always chirp when I'm talking or I play bird music or I play jazz. They chirp. So even if I try to cover them and keep them quiet, but we're having this background bird chirping sometimes. Sunshine Frost, are you back?
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here. I was saying
we're
about the
sure enjoying the
narcissist.
show.
Thank you so much.
15 more minutes, and we're continuing on talking about. We were getting very deep, everybody. There's so much. Before you go on, there's so much, everybody, that you could just talk about. Wouldn't it be great if you had a group? Well, Sunshine Frost is calling it her tribe, the 10 tribes. Now,
The one
go
tribe.
and see if it's right for you. Oh, why do I say, because my number is always 10, because I go to Barbara and we're 10. I'm so sorry. The one tribe,
okay.
and number one, is number one on Facebook, and you can find it there, and it's worldwide, everybody. So you can go talk about everything, because wouldn't it be great to be able to express this with other people who want to research it and dive in deep?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does Johnny have any
Absolutely.
rebuttal at all about the one tribe, Johnny?
Well,
Don't
what I
you
think
think it sounds
interesting
fun?
is that I like that you said earlier, we talked about this, that you're doing work with children. You know.
Yes. Yes, I
That's,
love that.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I grew up as a child with gifts. I didn't really know where that. I didn't have mentors. I didn't really know where I fit in. You know, in typical Christian society, it was deemed very dangerous and very ungodly to have these gifts. And I think a lot of people shut them down out of fear and out of judgment and criticism. And I see a lot of young light workers, many, hundreds and hundreds, thousands really, being born every day with the ability to see and feel spirit and see and read auras or energy. And also many, many young healers are being born with the energies to see shadows or illnesses, to predict things, to have these extraordinary gifts. And my tribe has reached out to me multiple times. So I actually have a children's session that starts at 7 years old, and a parent can sit in. It's half a session. If they're dealing with being able to see, feel, sense, hear, dreams, predictions, whatever their predominant gifts are, I'm able to help them. And we come together once a month and have the Young Healers Tribe, which is we have a group for 6 to 10, and then from 10 to 14, and then from 14 to 18. So we separate them by age, basically, and it's a Zoom call once a month. And it's with me and a couple other healers that guide them in the process to learn how to shield their energy, to learn how to protect it, bubble it, how to pray, how to remain in the light, things that will negatively affect their energy, the music they watch, what they listen to. It keeps a lot of them away from cutting. It keeps them away from eating disorders. It keeps them from feeling judged and ostracized. So outreach into the younger communities is super important for me, because the occult is always ready to take them in and teach them. And I'm trying to let them know that you don't have to go into occult practice or teachings to use your gifts for a really good high purpose.
That's right. That's really wonderful. And we are so thankful, so grateful to you for the wonderful work you've been doing with not just the local communities, but branching off worldwide and just working so hard to just help people.
I have psychic kids. So I have kids that are healers and kids that have different gifts. I have 4 children, and they're all phases. So I have a son that's 22, going to be 23 in April, and I also have down to a 7-year-old. So I have a lot of kids at different developmental ages. Yeah, so I have a 7-year-old.
So fun. I bet you're the fun mom because you've already brought up a wonderful older adult child. And then you have the 7-year-old who's just looking up to so many wonderful people with great morals and values. You said that you are Christian-based, which I know and Johnny knows. We've had you on many times now, and you are amazing. But I thought we should just highlight that for our new listeners, that you are Christian-based psychic. And I was telling you that story about how, you know, my mom, who's so into Christianity, was resistant of me doing so much.
Yes.
So many talk shows about it. And then she actually got into it. And the week that she died, she accepted that she saw angels. And she was so excited when I was talking to her at her bedside. Yes. And behind me, they walked in like 3 different nights, the last 6 nights of her life. And she was accepting that she was going, and she felt so safe because she was a Christian, and just that she was able to open it to the paranormal too, to not think of it as evil, really helped me to handle her whole passing.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people come to awakening. I deal with a lot of, having said that, you know, I do have also a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old. So I have all different ages, and that's why I got involved with that. But of course, I still get a lot of questions. I have a lot of non-believers that come on to my TikToks, and we do, you know, we have a couple hundred people. I'm always there for the unbelievers. You guys know that. I think they're very important. I think unbelievers are extremely important in keeping balance in all things. I don't really mess with paranormal.
Atheists or unbelievers in Christianity?
No, well, all believers, unbelievers of any type of paranormal gift, perception gifts. You know, people don't believe in clairvoyance. I understand that, or mediumship. You know, it's okay. I've had people tell me they got a gift session. Someone bought it for them and said, well, I don't believe in this. And I'd say, well, that's okay. You know, thankfully my gift does not work because you believe in me. You don't have to believe in me for my gift to work perfectly, accurately, and consistently. You just have to want to allow me to do a reading.
That's a good point. They don't have to say, hey, give me a psychic reading or a medium connection. They could just talk, like a counseling session. So do you do that? Do you offer that too?
Yes, I do, and I don't consider myself a psychic. I always call myself a master Christian Clairvoyant because I don't do crystals, cards, or tarot. I don't do any type of divination, which is outside of my belief practice. I don't judge anyone that does. I just personally don't do that, and the way that I teach is that we use our God Center to actually use our own intuition, and we grow that through the gift of the Holy Spirit.
Now,
so that's how I do it.
I have a question. Now, when you feel something in a session, like, is it, because I know that I've talked to people like who do kind of what you do, and they say, I've stared evil face down, you know, face to face. You know, I've heard that told to me. My guess is you've probably done the same thing. And
Never.
What is Johnny talking about? I'm lost now.
I'm only elaborating on what another psychic told me, and I just wanted to know if you've ever faced down evil during a session. That's all.
No, never. Oh. And I know pretty much why that is because I don't do divination. I'm going to go on a limb. Some people won't like this, but this is truth and fact, and I only work in truth and fact. So I do not do any session with any person that I cannot pray with, and I surround and protect this in the white light of the Holy Spirit, and I only ask for messages for the highest and best good, and I also comment in the prayer, let no unclean or familiar spirit speak with me or through me or disturb the session. So by putting up those barriers ahead of time, yes, I've already put the gatekeepers in place, so there is nobody. It's going to interrupt the session for me. And I protect my energy by staying in only the highest and best good and protecting myself and my clients in the white light. So I've done a lot of deliverance from other people that have come to me from other readers or whatever. That's why I don't go by psychic, because to me personally, I can't derive if a card speaks to me or tells me something. Yes, they do say it's the reader. However, you don't know the influence. With what I do, I'm very clear on the influence. I do know the influence. I do understand and know what the power I use, and I give credit and glory to God for it. So that's the difference, I would say.
It sounds like a safe place.
It is. It's extremely safe. That's why people will say, I never went to a psychic, but I feel very confident with you. Or my loved ones were very religious, and I've went to other psychics, and they wouldn't come through. And I said, well, if they didn't believe in that in life, they don't believe in it on the other side. We do keep most of our belief system intact. I mean, obviously, it's added on to when we gain more clarity on the other side. But if they did not enjoy it in this life, like they call me the Catholic medium in California. I've done something like 12 or 13,000 Catholic sessions because I do protect in the white light, and they're very comfortable coming to me knowing that I'm not going to use anything on them, any type of magic or any type of thing but prayer. I just use prayer.
You have a lot of great reviews.
Yeah, thousands.
Yes. So everybody, go check you out. Is there anything else that you're doing? Anything like a side hustle, jewelry maker, yoga master, anything else you want to tell us about?
No, absolutely not. I was sent here to activate and heal as many souls one session at a time. I don't go with the numbers. I go with healing one heart at a time. I try to treat every client as I would want to be treated if I was in their shoes, having lost loved one or being very lost on their path. I've been in that position, being divorced, being left with 4 kids, and having to rebuild my life. I've lost my mother and my brother. I understand where my clients are at in their life with having to start over. I had Lyme's disease. I've had heart surgery. I understand physical. I was abandoned as a child, so I understand those challenges. So I'm here to help those and heal the brokenhearted one session at a time. And when you just are in your path with your passion, doing what you're supposed to, Barbara, everything really does fall into place when you align. And so I don't have any side hustles. This is my full-time. You can find me at sunshinefrost.com. You can Google me. I've been in publications, magazines, books. I'm writing a book.
Hello. I was going to do this for you. You're our guest.
Okay.
You don't have to do all that
do
yourself.
Thank you,
I am. Here's something new. Johnny, please. I am so impressed that you are on Yelp. I have a following on Yelp, and it's so cool. I do reviews. I go on Yelp to look at everything, and I am so pleased to know that there are people like you on Yelp now. I am now right this second posting it on our Facebook page, mine, personally, Barbara Moore, hello, then which will go to Life After Happiness. But that is totally cool. You really are a go-getter. You are passionate. You always bring a ray of light, sunshine, frost, to our show when you're on. Not to mention all the people that you help. So, wow, this has been enlightening. And every single sentence, I don't mean to make a pun. Really, Sunshine, I don't.
You do. I love your energy. You have a warm, beautiful energy. I love coming on.
And you're in California.
I love the whole audience. I love the audience. You guys have been terrific. I really enjoy it. And you're the only show I've went on multiple times. I just enjoy the energy, and I look forward. Yeah, I look forward to coming, just talking and exploring topics.
All right.
We love you too.
Thanks, everybody. Love you too.
Well, Johnny, give her shout out. Okay.
Okay. Now you are on is your website sunshinefrost.com? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Very simple.
All right.
Keep it simple.
And what's the number to reach you at? What's the number to reach you at?
It's right on there. Don't worry.
Yeah,
everybody.
So
this show is going to be in the link. your bio, your number, your link to your website, everything is going to be in the show description on the bottom. We don't need to go over, manually and, really, number by number.
Yeah,
it's
very easy to book a session. You just go to the Sunshine Frost. You can pick your time, what type of session you would like. You can ask questions. You can pay there, book. It adjusts the time. Everything's done. Very easy. You guys are in control of it.
Thank you so much for my personal info reading on my dream. That made me feel like I understand what's going on now. So thank you, and I'm sure every other caller, you help them so much. This has always been so fun. Sunshine Frost, psychic medium, Sunshine Frost. And thank you, Johnny, and thank you, listeners and callers. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Life, Laughter, Happiness.